The sunk cost effect, the power of knowing when to quit. The Concorde was a supersonic jet airliner capable of getting you from London to New York in just 3 hours. The plane was a technological marvel, one of only 2 commercial supersonic aircraft ever to enter service. Its top speed of over Mach 2 rivals the fastest fighter aircraft of today. Economically speaking, however, the plane was a disaster. Despite this, the French and the British governments funded development of the Concorde long after they knew it will be a business failure. The question is, why? After more than 30 years and £1 billion in development, and then more than £23 per plane, that's more 125 million in today's pounds, they had invested too much to quit. It took an unrelated accident on July 25, 2000, killing all 100 passengers on board to give the stakeholders involved the disruption and political cover they needed to begin nudging the SST program towards retirement, which occurred in 2003. Why did the British and French governments throw good money after bad for more than 30 years? The answer is short. It is the sunk cost effect. The sunk cost effect is the tendency to continue investing in an endeavour because of past investments of time, effort or money in that endeavour, even when the payoff or return on investment is no longer available. Rationally speaking, past investments or sunk costs should not influence decision making. Only the cost benefits of current options should influence decisions. But of course, people are not always rational. They let past investments influence future investment decisions all the time. And this applies to everything: design, project management, policy making, and daily life. A few examples. Your firm begins doing research on a new product online. After a year of research and product development, and right before you're ready to go to the market, Google begins offering a similar product for free. There is no realistic way you can compete. Your firm still goes to the market with the product anyway. One more example. You buy a non-refundable ticket to a show. You decide you no longer want to go to the show, but you go anyway because you paid for it. All of these are decisions errors due to the sunk cost effect. People are susceptible to errors in situations like this because they fear failure more than they desire success, and because they don't want to feel or appear wasteful. We have all heard the idiom, winners never quit and quitters never win. Well, it turns out this isn't true at all. Sometimes the only way to win is to quit. So how can we avoid error due to sunk cost effects? Normally, recognition is the first step to recovery. However, experiments looking at sunk cost errors give little reason for hope. Students who have studied the effect of economics and psychology courses are just as susceptible to the effect as students who have never heard of it. And that's not to say that the effect can be overcome, but it is to say that it's a very strong, pernicious bias. So, for me, one of the best ways to guard against the effect is to listen for its telltale phrases. Phrases like, we have too much invested to quit, we owe it to those who have sacrificed to stay the course, we don't quit now after all we have put into this. When you hear phrases like this, alarm bells should go off in your head. Also, sunk cost effects are at play and mistakes are being made. It's time to forget the past and focus on current cost benefits only. And lastly, I think the Concorde example is telling. Oftentimes, a significant negative emotional event is required to disrupt the sunk cost tendency and force people to reevaluate the cost benefits of their decisions, as it did in the case of Concorde accident. Accordingly, when such events occur, they should be used as opportunities for reflection and reconsideration. So whether you use your knowledge of sunk cost effects to make better product development decisions, to know when to end investments in initiatives with no realistic prospects of success, or to help guide difficult, controversial policy decisions, remember, there is a great power in knowing when to quit.